Hey there. I'm a cheapskate and proud of it. I was just thinking about this earlier. Just kind of popped into my head and I thought, I got to make a quick video and talk about this. It's something that comes to my mind every now and again and I haven't really ever talked about, but I'm a fucking cheapskate. It's not something to be proud of, I guess, but in my mind, it is. The fact that I don't need to spend a bunch of money on stupid shit I don't need, but also being frugal, as I always have been, there's maybe a little bit of psychology behind that. Maybe not having as much when I was younger, or never having, right, this idea that you never had the toys or you could never get the car you wanted. So you hit your midlife and you start buying all this shit. I never became that person. I never had any desire to buy things I don't need, or I've never had a fancy car. My first car was a Volkswagen bus, and after that it was a Ford Escort. Then I drove a little crappy Ford Ranger, and then a minivan. And it is what it is. I haven't ever had a desire to have fancy stuff, and I'm the guy who will always buy something used. I've never spent more than like $3,000 on a car. I think last car I bought, which is fucking broken down, of course, right now, it's like $1,000, $1,200, and it, I just can't bring myself to be that guy who takes a lease or buys a car new just so I can say I have a new car. I've heard all the excuses. It's reliable. Sure, there's a warranty. Okay, cool. But if you buy it 3 years later, you can probably, it'll last just as long and you pay like a quarter of the price. That's just one of many things. But I'm not a name brand guy. I'm not a person who likes to show off labels. And that's fine. That's me. If people do and they want to, it's the old sacrifice comfort for style thing, you know, fine. That's what people do with their money, if that's what they choose. I just see it as a problem with consumer society. And as I mentioned the other day, influencers are, a huge part of the problem of consumerism. It's the modern commercials that would come on during cartoons in the 80s, and we'd always go, oh, commercials, hate commercials. But now we have people selling commercials to each other. Total garbage products that we don't need. It's like the Raycon earbuds, for example. You see all these people promoting these earbuds. Why? They get a few bucks from it. Fine, the company makes a bunch of money. The people make money for promoting it. But then you look at the reviews and they're totally piece of shit earbuds. Like, they have the horrible sound. Most people don't like them. Hey man, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. But it's all about this piece of crap that we're investing too much money in. Think of Beats. Remember Beats by Dre, those headphones? Those had horrible, cheap Chinese crap drivers in them. I mean, the speakers were shit. It was because Dr. Dre had his name behind it. And I've always had an issue with, celebrities selling stuff. There's only one exception. There's one exception to this rule, and that is the fucking George Foreman grill. Man, that thing is awesome. In fact, when I hear the word George Foreman, and most people today probably just think of a grill. I told my wife the other day, I was like, they probably don't remember he was even a boxer. She's like, yeah, probably not. Like, people today who didn't grow up with him. Oh, it's a George Foreman? Oh, yeah, he makes those grills. The point is, as a celebrity, you can use your credibility to create a product or to sell a product, and that's fine. But when you're selling somebody else's shit just so you can make a few bucks, that's how we get into this commercialized bullshit society. And it's fake. It's just complete bullshit. It's like influencers that get paid $200,000 to post like one post. I mentioned in a post I made earlier about Kylie Jenner and, getting famous for being famous, and somebody was like, yeah, I don't even know what she did. I think she made makeup. I was like, no, that was after she was famous for, I don't even know, it was like a sex tape or something. And no, I don't get into the gossip. In fact, I hate gossip. I know so little about Hollywood and all the shit that goes on because I have no interest in it. It's the same way I don't even know most of the members of my favorite bands or their names, but there's other people who just know all the drama that goes on between bandmates and band members and a person's life. It's like, that's not my interest. I'm interested in my own life and those around me, but I don't know, we kind of push our, if we don't want to look at ourselves, we tend to look at others. It's a lot easier that way, I think. And But at any rate, just a little quick ramble. For what it's worth, I actually forgot the topic I was originally talking about, so I'm going to go now. Maybe I'll post this, maybe I won't. At any rate, just some thoughts. Be well.